Guys, it's heating up. Summertime is right here upon us, and it's already about 90 degrees here in Florida, and it's starting to get hot. And I don't know about you, but I love my climate controlled shop. And ever since I added on to this side of the shop right here, it's this side right here has always been a little bit warmer than the other side of the shop, because I've got a nice wall unit over here. This side over here, I've got a little window unit AC. Now it keeps it cool in there, but it definitely doesn't keep it cold in there. But I think we've got that problem solved now. With the help of Mr. Cool, they've sent a unit in here. This is a 36K do-it-yourself mini split system that we're going to be installing in this side of the shop right here. And these systems from Mr. Cool are designed to be installed by anybody. Any homeowner can go out there and install this system. The lines are pre-charged. All you have to do, the only thing that you may have to do, is hire a qualified electrician to come out to your place and run the necessary circuit for this unit to plug into. Other than that, you should be able to hang this system and plug it in yourself. The lines, they're pre-charged to where you connect them together and then you open them up and it charges the line, so you don't have to hook a vacuum to it or anything like that. So again, this is a 36K unit, so it should provide plenty of cooling power for this side of the shop over here. And with the windows that I have in here open in there, both units combined with this, together, I think it's going to cool the shop very well with this one in there. So I'm really looking forward to getting this thing hooked up and getting it running. So fortunately for me, my stepdad Fernando, he is an electrician and he's an AC technician as well. So he's going to be providing some extra help around here for me to run the needed circuit. We're going to run a new circuit down the wall for this unit to plug into. And since this being such a big unit, it's a 36K, it's pretty big. I'm going to need a little bit of help getting it mounted up on the wall, get it hung, things like that. So he's going to be around here helping me do this. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the unit. We'll get it unboxed, see what it looks like. We'll go over it, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do. And I'm going to give you guys a full install video of what it's like, and give you my opinion of how hard it was to get this unit installed. All right, so let's go ahead and get the unit unboxed and check it out. By the way, Mr. Cool, thank you for the cool swag there. We got some hats, and then they got this nice tool bag there as well that they give me. That's pretty cool. Got the shoulder strap so you can carry your tools around. And I was going to mention that this unit comes with this smart controller. You can use it with Google Assist, Amazon Alexa, and I believe you can also control this from an app on your smartphone as well. So I believe you can set the app up to where you can turn the unit on and off and control the temperatures right there on your phone. You don't have to go over to the unit itself. All right, so let's go in here and check it out. So this is one of the pieces of the puzzle right here, the protective line kit. So this is a plastic kit that covers up the lines as they come out of the wall. So this may, because of this kit right here, this may determine where I end up putting that this outside unit on the wall. Got a couple 90s, so just have to I'll look over these instructions. Well, this gives you all of your install instructions on how to properly put these guards on. All right, and then this is your condenser mounting brackets that I was talking about. These are the ones that are going to get mounted onto the wall outside, and then the condenser itself will sit on these brackets and keep it up off the ground. All right. It's a lot bigger than what I was picturing, but we went with the 36K, which was a big unit. All right, so this is going to be our template that we'll have to use on the wall for drilling our hole pattern, I believe, whenever we go to mount the bracket that hangs this system right here. This is the blower. So this is our template. We got to save this. So this is looking down into the side of the shop that I enclosed, where we're going to be adding the Mr. Cool mini split system. And you can see back there on the far wall, that's the window unit that I installed a while back that actually used to cool this part of the shop over here. So we're going to just take that out once we get the Mr. Cool installed. All right, my breaker panel's right there, so we're going to tap into this and run a new circuit down the wall. And so this is a 50-foot wall down this side, and we're going to go approximately halfway down, which is going to be right about here where the Dake press is, right about in line, right somewhere right here. We'll measure it out, is going to be the halfway point, 25 foot. So our blower unit, our fan, is going to be mounted right up here. We'll tuck us as far up as we can up into this section right about here, and then we'll have to drill through the wall. I believe it's on the right side. We'll have to go through the wall to the outside. That's where the lines go. All right, coming over here to the breaker. All right, you can see we still got plenty of room, so we'll probably put the breaker in here somewhere. It is going to be, I believe it's going to be a 30 amp. We have to check, but I believe it's going to be a 30 amp breaker for a 230 volt. And this is where I'm talking about you may have to hire a professional hand to come in and help you make sure that the proper breaker is installed and make sure that the proper circuit is installed and ran correctly so that you can plug the unit in. So I believe the plan for Fernando is that he's going to come through the wall and he'll run the conduit up. We'll run it along the top corner there, down the wall. And wherever we decide, wherever we measure this out, we still got to measure it. And the condenser is going to be in this area somewhere right in here. I want it kind of hidden. This is the other slab where my garage is going to end up going. And I want it kind of hidden behind the garage when you're looking at this side of the shop here. So the kit did come with the wall brackets. So it's got two L-shaped brackets that we will mount on the wall, and the condenser will sit there on the brackets, keeping up off the ground, you know, keeping the dirt and the leaves and everything up off of it. So it'll mount right about in this area here somewhere. So today's the day that we're going to get the Mr. Cool unit installed. I've got the template hung right up there on the wall. This is where the blower unit is going to sit right there, and we're gonna start marking out a hole where we got to do some drilling. So I actually have Fernando and then his helper Tim here today. They're giving me a hand with this, and Fernando, you know, he's an electrician and he actually does ACs for a living, so you know he knows how to do this stuff properly. But this is as I said before, this is a unit that anybody can install, but you may have to have some help with the electrical circuit, which is what Fernando is helping me with. But since they're here, you know, it's going to be easier to have a couple extra set of hands to put this kind of stuff up on the wall. But we're going to show you how all this goes, okay? So there's the unit down there. They've been kind of checking it out, seeing what we got to do to get it hung. There's a look at the back of the unit there. This is the lines. So we figured out that we're going to have to drill our hole through the wall on this side. If you're looking at the panel, it's going to be on the left side. So we're going to do our drilling on that side right there, okay? And then this is the hanger bracket right here that mounts to the back of the unit. And so they're working on a new circuit right now. You can see right there, they're going to be running a circuit out of this panel and going down the wall to power this unit up. And this is what I really needed help with, because you know I'm not an electrician. So this is Fernando's forte right here. All right, so I want to go ahead, we want to put a mark on the wall. And by the way, this blower unit right here is halfway down my shop. So we got a 50-foot span of shop right here, and we're going to put it right in the middle, and it'll be, you know, the condenser unit will be on the other side of the wall outside. So I'm going to take my ice pick here, my handy Duresta ice pick, and what I want to do, this is going to be our hole for our coolant lines. This is the template, so you got to have a 3.5 inch hole saw. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it. I'm going to go through right there, and I'm going to put a scratch right there on the wall. Just put a little scratch on the paint, and then we'll take a punch and actually punch that. So we got Fernando here. He's giving me a hand. He's getting ready to put a bend in that PVC right there. We got Tim here helping us as well. He's marking out some locations where we're going to be working down there to put our electrical system and our brackets to hang the condenser. So is that a pilot hole?
Yes, that's a pilot hole.
That's so you can mark the outside wall there with the where your hole is going to be?
Yes, and it'll give us the center for our 3-inch or 3.5-inch hole here too.
Okay, cool. I've been working on the condenser mounting brackets right here. Just got these bolted together. All right. They will mount on the wall like this. Got a right and a left. Just got 3 bolts that hold it together there. So it comes with some instructions here on how to put it together and how to properly mount it to the wall. It comes with 4 lags. It's got anchors in case you need to mount that to a brick wall or some kind of masonry wall. And then these should be the bolts that actually mount the condenser to the bracket here. Okay. These spacers that I just cut right here are going to go behind the bracket like this, so the bracket's going to be hanging there like that. You see, these will be active spacers, because what we're going to do is mount, because I'm on this corrugated metal wall, all that's behind this wall is just the horizontal slats to hold the metal up. I mean, so we're going to be anchoring our bracket for the blower unit to these ribs here and holding it on that, and then we'll use the wood in 3 places as spacers to space it out against these ribs here. All right, we're making some good progress getting the new circuit run outside here, and we've got the it's PVC coming down. We got it strapped to the wall there, and he's got 10 gauge wire installed there for this circuit. Said that's good for 30 amps, and I believe the machine itself is going to draw 15 amps. This is going to be the disconnect right here, and the condenser is going to end up mounting right here on the wall. All right, we're getting the wall brackets mounted now.
Adam, you said you had a piece that went through here, like a sleeve?
Yes, there is a sleeve that goes through the wall too. We'll check that out. It should be in the box behind us over here.
Okay.
That'll work right there. So this is the sleeve, and then the outer flange that goes through the hole up there. So we just trimmed it, we cut a section off, we stuck it through, measured where we needed to cut it off, and we're getting ready to install this into the hole there. And Fernando is, what is that you got there? Is that some kind of sealer that's going to go around this?
It's a sealer, right, and we're going to put it right around the flange.
Okay.
And once we push this in and set it up in there, it's going to seat right in the hole.
Okay, all right. All right, here we go. We're going to install this sleeve right here. Make sure that the putty's on the flange there.
Tim, go outside.
All right.
Wood up so you can go all the way through the. Oh, you.
Yeah, we got it all the way through there.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Now I'll hold this while they put the other flange on the other side there. He's putting the flange on it on the outside there now.
Okay.
All right, he's got that on.
Good, Adam.
Okay. Here's the one on the outside we just installed. We see we had to trim a little bit of that flange there just so it would go up against this rib. So you've got screws and all the ribs there.
Yep.
Really holding that bracket feels pretty solid up there, don't it?
Absolutely. The whole wall.
Off the wall.
Yeah.
I'm happy,
Okay.
but we're gonna do this. It's this really sturdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It won't flex. There we go.
All right. Yeah. And we got one more we're gonna put right here. Also another 12
and
inch.
then another short steel tapper up top.
Yeah, we'll put another screw up there too.
You ain't going nowhere.
We're going to start feeding the lines through the hole and get those going out there before we hang the blower unit here.
Okay. Okay, ho ho. Because we got to bring that end up around there, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Pull it, Tim. Ho ho, easy now. All right, get the drain. That's all. Whoa, whoa. No, pull the drain.
Pull the drain. Drain line. Drain line. There you go.
I got mine right here.
All right.
Now we have to lay this under there and then put the bin unit right there.
Just hold it.
Hold it, Tim. I think you're hooked up there, aren't you? Yeah. I am. Okay.
Does that snap in down there?
It does. I just didn't want to give it that final push yet.
Okay.
But I think we're okay.
All right. All right, we got the blower unit installed. Lines are right there going through the wall. So we're going to go ahead and start on the outside.
There you go.
So we're going to take the extra line there and we're just coiling it up, and this is going to be right behind the condenser here. And then the ends of the lines are going to connect right here. All right, we're installing a little bit of the line guard system now. We got the elbow that's going to be mounted up here where the lines come out, and then we'll have a little shot of it coming down right here to protect the coils just down to where the condenser is mounted.
There it is.
Okay. All right, there's our line guard kit that we installed, and you could just trim this. That's what we had to do. We had to cut this piece to get it to where we want. Use the one at the top there, the 90, and then we also got an elbow right there. But you got a whole kit here with plenty of run to completely cover up that entire line if you was to want to run it down the wall. So here's your lines. Here's
the line set. And yeah, I thought we were going to have to look up the wiring diagram, but it's got a receptor built into it. You just plug it in.
Okay.
It's pretty much idiot proof.
This is obviously going to power the blower unit?
Yes.
Inside? Okay.
Yeah, and
right.
It gives you your heat pump option for heating and cooling.
Okay.
Yeah. And then these are your two copper lines, and they're nice and flexible too. I've never seen any refrigerant lines this flexible.
Huh.
You know, just
cool.
Just a little FYI, but
all right,
yeah,
so
we're on the last stage of this.
So now we're ready to go ahead and set the condenser up here?
Yes, we are.
All right.
You gotta go. Yeah, you're right. It's been a long time. Boy. Okay. All right, Tim. All right, you gotta line us now.
Wait a minute. Okay, come to you. There, right there. Hold there.
That's okay. Adam, you go there.
Just set it down?
Yeah.
You're barely on it now.
Okay. Yeah, just like that. No, I got this one right.
Okay.
We can get a bolt in there, we're good.
I think I got the backwards back.
All right. There's your bolt there.
Okay.
Fernando.
There's your bolt there.
Let's go ahead. We'll be okay, Tim.
All right, bud. We ain't going
Going on.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Pretty good. We're going to go ahead and start the install of the lines now. We'll go over a couple things that we need to know. This being a do-it-yourself kit, so whoever's installing this should be able to handle this themselves. I will mention that the kit did come with an Allen wrench, but Fernando's got his own tools that he is using. So what are we doing right here, Fernando?
We're taking off the caps to the valve bodies themselves where the Allen wrench gets inserted.
Okay.
To open up the valve.
This is where the Allen wrench goes?
That's where the Allen wrench goes, that's right.
Okay.
And we're not going to do anything more than that now. I just like to take all my caps off
okay.
first before I start. I'll take these plastic safety covers off of these lines. We've got another set on the female ends here, and they're color coded and sized differently, so you can't
hook up the wrong one to the wrong valve.
No, sir, you cannot.
Okay.
Not hook up the wrong one to the wrong valve. So here we're gonna line that up. These are sealed lines. You have to line them up real good and put them on with your fingers. Don't force them on with wrenches.
Right. You don't want to cross thread that, because then you're screwed.
You're screwed. That's right. Now we've got another one here, the big one.
I will say that he made a little modification too, because you've got a power cable right here that goes and going to plug in there.
Yes.
And that was going to be hard to get it coming out the end, so he cut a little slit there and just pulled it out there. Absolutely. I just wanted to bring that up since that's something that he did.
Absolutely. You might have to use a little bit of
finesse to get it where you want it.
Yep. There we go. Now we're coming. Now I'm a little off here, but she's coming. Yeah. Seems to be it.
Okay.
And we got this
Do the
one.
same thing for the
Small line, yeah.
So what are the two lines for?
These are the for the refrigerant circuit. One line goes into the evaporator, and another one comes back out.
Okay.
It's got to have a pair of them to make a complete circuit.
All right, so you got the two lines connected and seated up good?
Absolutely, and they're good and tight, so that part of the operation's done. Now to complete the refrigeration part of it, we're going to back these two valves out.
Okay.
And the wrench that's provided will fit right in here. I've got my own little ratchet. And then we just break the seal, and there you go. You can hear it rushing in.
Yeah, so that let the refrigerant into the line?
Into the lines, absolutely.
Okay.
That was one. Now we got the second one. That was it, actually. I just got to get that one out.
Okay.
So that completes that. After that's done, we go ahead and put
Those are just your covered
the caps,
right?
Yeah, but you do want to seat them, because
okay.
These valve stems, if you don't have these seated, they can leak.
Okay.
So you seat them, just give them it's brass on brass, so you just give them a little bit of a snug turn to seat them. That's that.
Now then you got these, those are the caps, these are your service ports here?
Those are the service ports. If we need to check the refrigeration charge on it, or see if the compressor's running, anything to do with the refrigerant circuit, these are what we call our access ports.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and snug them up for now, because it is pre-charged, and we're gonna assume that it's gonna fire up and start cooling.
Okay. All right. So I guess from here, really the next thing what we got to do is hook in our electrical wiring right there.
That's right.
So you got a ground.
We've got a ground that goes to a ground screw right there,
okay,
which will back out, and this is a one-way plug.
Okay.
It can't go in and work but one way.
All right.
And that's it. We've got to finish putting the power to it from the wall disconnect to the unit.
Okay. I'll hold that. We're just getting ready to hook in the ground wire now.
We'll go this side with that. It's coming in on that side. Good. Okay. You can let that hang then.
Okay.
Then
and
we'll go ahead and plug in.
All right.
We're still going to bring the power in right now.
We did feed this through this cover plate.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Absolutely. And we've got a grommet that's going to go in there.
Okay.
In a minute.
And then he just put this fitting in here. This is going to be for the wire that's going to go to the disconnect there.
Yes.
Fernando's outside hooking up the unit, doing the main power. So I went ahead and installed this right here. So this is going to be the thermostat and the remote control to control the unit. This is just a little bracket that you can mount anywhere you want to control it. So I decided to put it right here, right by the door, and the light switch. and that's where that'll stay. But you know, you can pull it out so that whenever we're ready to power it up or control it, we'll probably have to walk right over here and point it to control the unit there. So we got its home. It's going to stay right there. But there's also another kit that I've got to learn about. I don't know yet, but it comes with this. It's like a USB, so like a little thumb drive, and it says Wi-Fi kit mobile app user manual. So I know that you can actually control this unit from your smartphone as well. So I'm going to have to figure that out later on. We just want to finish getting this thing hooked up and get it powered up and operating. All right, guys, we have got the Mr. Cool AC unit installed, and it is running, and it's doing great. This thing is very, very quiet. You can't even hardly hear it running. I've got it on max fan speed right now. You can see you got the LED kind of coming through the cover here. That's what I've got it set on. I've got it turned down just so that I know that it was going to be running and putting out some cold air for a little bit. So I'll get you in there. You can probably hear it now. You can adjust these louvers inside here to point, you know, which direction you want the air to blow. And it's blowing nice and cold. This is nice, cool air coming out of that unit right there. It feels great, but it is very, very quiet. So we've got our control, our thermostat, and our remote right here. I've got to do some more research on what all these different commands are for, but I do know how to turn it on and off, adjust the temperature right here. If you'll look up there, 69, 70. All right, and then you've got fan speed here as well. So we'll put it down on, so there's low. That's all the way down on low. It's still blowing air. You can't even hear it running. So it's doing great. It's doing really good. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it back up here to high speed. All right, I'm gonna keep it turned down a little bit and see how it does on cooling this area of the shop. As I said, you know, we've got the window unit down there that I've had installed, and it's always kept it kind of cool in this part of the shop, but I don't think it's going to do near as good as that Mr. Cool unit right there. So let's go outside and we'll check out the AC condenser out there, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and put the thermostat back on my bracket right there. So there's the complete install right there. But I do have some traffic noise out here, and I've got a neighbor with the lawnmower running, but I'm very surprised at how quiet this unit is as well. And you can barely hear this thing running. It's not like a typical AC unit that you would hear, you know, hooked up to your house, which is very surprising because this is a 3-ton unit. So there's all of our extra line coiled up nice behind the unit right here. We've got it zip tied to the wall, so it's not going to go anywhere. Fernando did a nice job hooking the electronics up, you know, the wiring like we should. This is our disconnect right there. It's sealed up here for the weather. Now there is one thing that I'm going to have to do right here. This is the drain. This just comes out of the line kit right there. So I'm going to modify this, and I'm going to take a piece of PVC, and I'm going to hook this to a piece of PVC and mount this right here on the wall so that this isn't just hanging out there. You know, I need this protected some. So I wasn't prepared for that, so I'm going to do that off camera, but just know that you may have to do something for your drain line right there after you install it. So it looks good. It looks good out here. I'm probably going to cut these off as well, the brackets, just so that there's not so much hanging out. Looking real good. All you guys out there that's got shops that's hotter than the blazing sun, looking for some cooling action, you might want to consider one of these. Check out the Mr. Cool units. They build these in different sizes depending on your needs, your different square footage. This one is, again, this is the 36K, and you should be able to do all this yourself. Maybe have somebody help you that, help you pick this kind of stuff up and get it hung. And besides that, having a professional help you with the electrical system. I always have to have help with my electrical around here, and I was very thankful that I had Fernando and Tim that came and helped me get the circuit run for this unit, and it looks like a nice professional job, so I'm very happy with it. So really looking forward to having this now that summer's here. It's about 98 degrees outside, and it's already feeling nice and cool right up in here, thanks to Mr. Cool.